Today I'm going to look at 3 different foot sides that you find within 3 different sorts of lace. Firstly, I'm going to look at the torsion foot side, where you've got torsion ground coming into the foot side. The foot side is the straight edge that you would sew onto a handkerchief edging or onto a garment. It's a completely straight edge. Occasionally it's shaped, but this is the foot side on the straight edge. Next I'm going to look at the Bedfordshire one, where I have plaits coming in and out of the foot side. And lastly, I will look briefly at the Bucks Point ground foot side, which is slightly different. Each one has slightly different techniques that they use for them. So first of all, I'm going to look at the torsion foot side. I've just done a few torsion ground stitches just to get this set up so that it's ready to come in to the first foot side pin on the inside. I've hung on 3 pairs of bobbins on a pin at the back of the work, and these are going to be the ones that are going to work the foot side. Now the first pin on the inside is still a torsion ground stitch, so we just work that in the normal manner. And then the right hand one will come through the first pair of passives and cloth stitch and twist and put the edge pin up. Then work the edge stitch, cloth stitch and twist, and an extra twist on the outside edge. No pin at this stage, you've already got the pin in there, and then cloth stitch and twist to come back. And this is ready to work the inside one. Now I can just work this one here in the ground, and then it's ready to work the next one. The torsion ground stitch is half stitch and pin and half stitch, and then it comes through the passive, which is the first one, cloth stitch and twist, put the pin up under that worker, and then cloth stitch and twist with the edge and an extra twist on the edge. This always gives the edge just that little bit firmer, and it makes it better for sewing onto fabric. And cloth stitch and twist to come back. And then I'm just going to do another row of ground, and I will just show you once more before moving on to the next foot side. There are different foot sides for different types of laces, and these are just 3 of the most basic ones that you will come across. Sometimes you get a foot side with cucumbers in it and more complicated laces, and all sorts of other variations like that. So again, the pin on the inside of the foot side is a torsion ground stitch, half stitch, pin, half stitch, cloth stitch and twist, and put your pin up. Now if you were doing this on a piece, you would have taken the temporary support pin out at the back, which I haven't at the moment, and cloth stitch and twist and an extra twist on the edge. Cloth stitch and twist to come back, and it's ready for the next row. And I'll get the Bedfordshire one set up now. That's the torsion one, and this is on most torsion patterns. Occasionally you will see it with 2 pairs of passives in here if you wanted a much firmer edge, but this is generally the one that is used in most torsion patterns. This Bedfordshire foot side has the plaits coming in and out of the foot side, so I will show you that technique as well as the setting up this foot side. Now this one is slightly wider than the torsion one, and usually has 2 or 3 passives plus a change of worker edge. And what I'm going to do is just put I'm going to do it with 3 pairs because it is quite a wide edging. Sometimes it has 2, sometimes it has 3, depending on the pattern. And I'm also going to hang 1 pair on there for the change of worker foot side. The change of worker foot side occurs where you want a very straight edge, like we did in the first one, but with a slightly different technique. And then I'm going to hang 1 on as if it's coming up as a worker through all of these pairs. So I cloth stitch through the first 3 pairs because, as I say, put 3 on as passives, I then put 2 twists on the worker pair and push the edge pin up, and then I do the change of worker edge, which is cloth stitch, 2 twists and an extra one on the outside edge, and the inside one then cloth stitches back through. And this is the point where I take the plait in. Now, it does look a little bit loose on this because I have scaled up the pattern so you can see it on the video. So it is probably a little bit looser than it would be in real scale. Now, to take this in Bedfordshire, we take them in as 2 singles. So each pair you treat as a single. You pick it up and work a cloth stitch with the 2 pairs, but just 1 stitch. Put 2 twists on and then cloth stitch through them in the normal manner. This reduces the bulk on that join and makes it a neater join. And those 2 are now left out for the next plait. So cloth stitch back through 3, 2 twists, and the pin up. Now the pins on the outside edge should be leaning out just very, very slightly to help with the tension. And cloth stitch and twist with the edge, 2 twists on the inside one and 3 on the very edge. This just gives you that little bit firmer edge for attaching to fabric. The next one doesn't have anything coming in, so it's just a winky pin, which is 2 twists on, the pin under the worker, and then it comes straight back through. 2 twists, pin up, and the change of worker edge. Cloth stitch, 2 twists with an extra one on the outside. And again, we're now back to the point where we're going to take the plait in. So what I'm going to do is just plait this and put a pin up just to show you it coming in once more. Save you having to rewind it. You can always skip this little bit if you want. So I'm just putting the pin in there. It would do a windmill crossing at this point with the plait coming down from the left, but just in order to get another plait in, I'm just doing it like that. And a plaiting is continuous half stitch. Again, no twist before you take these pairs in. Treat them as a single, just with 1 cloth stitch, 2 twists after that, and put the pin up. Just tension them up nicely, making sure your plait's nicely tensioned, and then cloth stitch them back out. And this is a technique you would use for taking pairs into a cloth stitch, whether it be on the foot side, the head side, or into cloth. Wherever you've got pairs joining into cloth in Bedfordshire, it reduces the bulk of the join and makes it a much neater join. And next I'll move on to the Bucks Point head side, foot side. I've just put a couple of point ground stitches in there ready to start the foot side. This time I'm going to hang a 2 pairs on a temporary support pin at the back of the pillow. These 2 are going to be the passives. Again, this pattern is a little bit wide for these for this thickness of thread, so it will look a little bit sparse. And then the first pin will go in the foot side edge, and these 2 pairs will be open formation. Now, people often ask me about the different ways of hanging them on, so I'll cover this in this little video. The 2 that are going to be passives are going to be side by side. So these 2 are joined and these 2 are joined. The edge ones are open formation. Rainbow style is the other way of looking at it. And the reasons for this are this. The 2 that are passives want to maintain 2 separate loops. So if you look at them on the pin, they will hang down like that as separate loops. This means that when you come to actually do the join and you've got the passives side by side, you've got two distinct loops to sew into. The two on the edge, they actually want to be linked because they are around the pin, and again you will sew both the worker and the edge pair into that one loop when you finish. So that's the reason for the two different styles of hanging on. As you saw then, once you've started it and got the cloth stitch going, you can lay the pin flat on the pillow across like that behind the pins, and this will retain the loops to sew into. You can also use magic threads if that is something that you like doing, because that does make it easier as well. And apologies if you can hear the rain. We have April showers today and it keeps changing between sunshine and rain. So I'm going to bring the inside pair through the two passives in cloth stitch and put on 3 twists. Now this is going into a point ground pin, but in point ground it's a catch pin because it's against a vertical line. So it's half stitch and 2 twists, and the pin goes to the right of these two pairs. And this prevents this thread that's come through pulling in on the passives that it's trying to protect. I'll stitch back through with the inside pair and 2 twists on and put the pin up. As I say, this is a little bit fine for this pattern. And now we're going to do the change of worker edge. Cloth stitch, 2 twists and an extra one on the outside. Again, to give a nice firm edge, and then cloth stitch back through. Because it's going into point ground, it has 3 twists on it. So having put 3 twists on, ready to do the point ground, I've just got one more point ground stitch to work before I can do the catch pin. And then we work the point ground stitch, half stitch and 2 twists, and the catch pin goes to the right of both pairs. Cloth stitch through 2 passives, 2 twists, pin up, and then change of worker edge, which is the cloth stitch with the outside pair left on the foot side, 2 twists and an extra one on the edge before it comes back through, and 3 twists ready to do the next point ground stitch. And those are the 3 types of foot sides which you find in Torsion, Bedfordshire and Bucks Point, although there are many variations as well. These are the 3 basic ones that you will come across first of all. Hope that video has been helpful. If it has, give me a thumbs up, a comment, and tell me what you'd like to see next. And if you want to hear as soon as the videos are launched, click on notifications and the symbol to allow notifications to be sent to you, the little bell symbol, and you'll get the notification as soon as new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.